All right, welcome everyone. If you're prepping for the NPPE, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to tear apart a classic question, one all about an engineer's duty of care. We're not just going to find the answer, we're going to break down the why behind it. So, by the end of this, you'll have a solid strategy to tackle these kinds of questions with total confidence. Ready? Let's jump in.
So, let's get right to it. How do we really analyze an NPE question effectively? You know, it's one thing to memorize facts, but it's a whole other thing to have a game plan. It's about strategy. And that's exactly what we're going to build right here, right now. A framework you can literally apply to any question that comes your way on the exam. Okay, here is our specimen for today. Question number 8. It goes like this. Which of the following most accurately captures the essence of the duty of care concept in tort law, specifically as it pertains to a professional engineer's obligations? Phew, that's a mouthful, right? But don't worry, this is a super common type of question, designed to test a really fundamental principle for engineers. Hold on. Before we even glance at the options, let's pause. What is this question really asking? Let's pull out the keywords. We've got duty of care, tort law, and professional engineer. Okay? So tort law, which in Persian is Qanun-e Mesuliyet Madani, is basically the area of law that deals with when someone's actions or lack of action cause harm to someone else. This question is sitting right at the intersection of engineering law and professional ethics. The examiner wants to know, do you really get the engineer's fundamental duty to not be negligent and to keep people safe?
So what is this duty of care? The Persian term is vazife murakabet. Think of it like this. It's a professional and legal promise to be reasonably careful. It's not about being perfect, but it is about acting with the skill and foresight you'd expect from a professional to avoid causing harm that you could reasonably see coming. It's the bedrock principle that holds us accountable.
All right, let me share one of my favorite exam strategies. It's a total game changer. The process of elimination. Forget about trying to spot the right answer right away. Instead, we're going to hunt down the wrong ones first and get them out of the way. It's amazing how often this makes the correct answer just pop.
Okay, let's start with option A. Right away, you should see a massive red flag. The words eliminate all potential risks. Come on, is that even possible? Engineering isn't magic. It's about managing risk, not pretending it doesn't exist. It's always a trade-off between safety, cost, and what's actually feasible. The law knows this. It doesn't ask for perfection, it asks for competence. So option A, yeah, that's an easy one to toss out.
Next up, option C. This one is a classic trap. It's designed to trip you up. It's suggested if you just do what the client says, you're off the hook. No way. An engineer's paramount duty, your #1 job, is protecting the public, period. That duty overrides what a client wants, what your boss wants, everything. Following unsafe orders doesn't get you out of trouble, doesn't remove your liability, or as we say in Persian, mesuliyet. So C is a hard no. And look at option D. See that word? Solely? There's another one of those absolute words we talked about. Is an engineer's duty only to their employer? Absolutely not. Your responsibility extends way beyond that, to the public, to the client, to the environment, and even to the reputation of the profession itself. This option basically shreds the entire code of ethics. So yeah, D is out of here.
So look at what we've done. We've knocked out A, C, and D. There's only one left standing. By getting rid of the obvious wrong answers, the right one becomes crystal clear. And see, this is why the process of elimination is so powerful. It forces you to think through why the wrong answers are wrong, which deepens your understanding of the whole concept.
And that leaves us with option B. This is the one. It nails the legal and professional standard perfectly. This concept is what we call the standard of care, or in Persian, standard murakabet. The big idea here is that you're expected to be a reasonably competent professional, not a flawless superhuman, and definitely not just someone who follows orders. This is the definition you want to burn into your brain.
But let's not just accept it, let's break down why it's so good. First, standard of skill, diligence, and care. That just means you have to know your stuff, do your homework, and actually be careful. Simple enough. Then, reasonably competent professional. This is the key. You're not being compared to a Nobel Prize winner. You're being judged against what an average, skilled professional in your field would do. It's a peer-based standard. And finally, within the specific discipline. This is so important. What's expected of a chemical engineer is totally different from a civil engineer. The context matters. See how all the pieces fit together? Okay, let's zoom out for a second. What have we really learned here? It's more than just the answer to one question, right? By going through this process, we've actually uncovered some core principles you can use on pretty much any ethics or law question the NPPE throws at you. So if you remember nothing else, remember these 3 things. Number 1, be suspicious of absolute words. Words like all, never, or solely are huge red flags in these questions. Number 2, public safety is king. It's the ultimate trump card that wins against everything else. And number 3, the magic word is reasonable. The standard isn't perfection, it's what a reasonable peer would do. Got it? Keep those 3 ideas in your toolkit and you're going to be in great shape.
Before we wrap up, let's do a quick vocabulary review. These are terms you absolutely have to know. We have duty of care, wazife murakabat. That's your fundamental obligation. This all falls under tort law, qanun mesuliyet madani. If you fail in your duty, you face liability, mesuliyet. And how is it all judged? By the standard of care, a standard murakabat. Seriously, knowing these terms isn't just about passing the test. This is the language of our profession.
And I'll leave you with this to chew on. We've been talking about this reasonable standard of care. But in a real-world project, when things go sideways, how is that standard actually decided? Who gets to look back and say what was reasonable and what wasn't? That's where things get really interesting, moving from the textbook to the courtroom. It's something to really think about as you get ready not just for the exam, but for your career. Thanks for joining me.